You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Coming up, new developments on that missing Washington Post columnist. What reports are now saying might have happened inside a consulate in Turkey.
Plus, we'll tell you how the Sarasota County Schools Police Department is training their officers to be ready for school shooter situations.
And wait until you hear what's causing a construction delay on the new hotel on Longboat Key where the Colony once stood. It's quite a story. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. And Jess called me at 1 a.m. and said, "Can you wear your baby blue tie today?" I said, "Yeah, sure."
It worked. He does whatever I tell him to do.
I'm supposed to. Let's get straight to the forecast now from meteorologist John Scalzi.
Looks like teal to me.
That's what I said. I was
Inside
corrected.
Joke. We have across the region some pretty quiet conditions. Satellite view shows cloudless skies. We don't have too much in the way of any kind of rain shower chance today, though we may pick up a few extra clouds. And the reason for that is a frontal boundary sinking southward, producing some clouds in southern Georgia right now. Some of those may actually work their way into our area and bring us that little extra bit of cloud cover. But the rain chance remains at about the same it was yesterday, which is only 10%. We had an isolated shower yesterday. I think isolated is about all we get again today. Daytime high 92. Back to you.
All right, talk to you again soon. Thank you, John. Let's check the roads right now, and here's the scene in Manatee County. You'll find out that there is an issue there, 75 southbound, just before you get to State Road 64. It doesn't look like it's showing any congestion. We do see some issues, though, on 64 in the eastbound lane, also 301 southbound. Farther south, University has a little blip there, eastbound at between Honore and Cattleman. Farther south, Clark Road has an issue as it turns into Stickney Point, where you hit Swift there. And then farther south, all clear as of 6:01 on your Thursday morning. New developments on that missing U.S.-based journalist. Reports are now saying it's a grim picture of what might have happened when he went inside the consulate in Turkey over 2 weeks ago.
ABC's Janae Norman is in Washington tracking these developments overnight.
The Washington Post publishing a final op-ed piece written by journalist Jamal Khashoggi, received a day after he was reported missing in Istanbul. Now disturbing details are emerging about what happened inside the Saudi consulate. One of Khashoggi's closest friends telling ABC News they not only killed him in the consulate, but also in a barbaric way. He says security officials said they do have audio. Turan Kishlaki telling ABC News Turkish officials told him the tapes reveal when Khashoggi walked into the consulate, he was given a document to sign. He refused and was then killed. The New York Times reporting Turkish authorities say the audio recordings indicate a hit squad beheaded and dismembered Khashoggi. Turkish authorities released the pictures of 15 Saudis they say traveled to Istanbul the day Khashoggi disappeared. Also reporting among the suspects is an autopsy expert, and several others have ties to the Saudi crown prince, including one man pictured in Boston, Houston, and Madrid with the prince. President Trump says the prince and Saudi king both deny having any knowledge about what happened to Khashoggi. All this as the president and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo emphasized the importance of the relationship between the U.S. and the oil-rich ally.
I'm not giving cover at all. With that being said, Saudi Arabia has been a very important ally of ours in the Middle East.
President Trump told reporters we'll likely know by the end of the week who is responsible for Khashoggi's death. He's expected to be briefed today by Secretary of State Pompeo. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
New this morning, White House lawyer Don McGahn is done. CNN says his departure was expedited after President Trump already picked his replacement. But a source called it a positive departure. McGahn leaves after serving as White House counsel through the tumultuous first 18 months of President Trump's presidency.
Since President Trump agreed to stop separating families at the southern border, more families are now trying to come in. The Washington Post says Border Patrol arrested 16,000 people last month alone. That's an all-time monthly high, an 80% jump since July. Large groups heading toward the border from as far away as Central America. Homeland Security says the last time they saw this many would-be immigrants was just after 9/11. For the latest on this story and breaking news and your first alert forecast, check out our app. It's under My Suncoast or under WWSB.
Looking ahead on the Suncoast, the Sarasota County Schools Police Department is holding an extra training day to help their newest unit be ready for active shooter situations. Students will not be present, and school staff and administrators will also not take part in the event. Training will take place at Gulfgate Elementary on Lockwood Ridge Road throughout the day tomorrow. If you're planning to go to Venice City Hall this morning, you'll have to wait. It will be closed to the public from 8 until 11 a.m. The city will be conducting an emergency drill for staff, so the public should plan accordingly.
A little farther south, a new type of neighborhood watch is coming to the city of Northport. The Public Works Department has launched a canal watch group. It'll be all volunteers and citizens of the community. The goal is to make sure the city is not adding or causing any extra water pollution.
Our canal systems are part of the city's drinking water supply. So it's very important that they are, we've got good water quality.
Now, if you want to join the Canal Watch Group, you live in Northport, head to our website for details, mysuncoast.com.
Two big things stand in a developer's way of building a new resort at the St. Regis Hotel, a pending lawsuit, and turtle season. Right now, 75% of the Colony Beach Resort demolition in Longboat Key is complete, but the remaining buildings that sit on the waterfront can't be torn down until after November, when turtle nesting season ends. But even after the wait, the developer will still have to win a lawsuit before they can begin construction. And Sarasota attorney Dan Lobeck is trying to stop them.
Unicorp has been buying up units, not enough to terminate it. That's why he's going to court to get from the court what he can't get end of the wall. But he's not doing it according to the Florida statutes, and we think ultimately it's more likely the court will put this up to a public auction.
The lawsuit is expected to be complete by the middle of next year. If they are eventually granted ownership, they plan to break ground on the brand new St. Regis Hotel and condos.
A follow-up now on a plan to build dozens of homes next to a busy horse farm in Venice. Wyndham Home Development is asking the City Council to approve a new bid to develop the property. Their latest plan shows all single-story homes and large buffers between the development and that farm. The move is the second attempt after neighbors to the site spoke out against it. The development still needs several approvals from City Council before any construction can begin. Venice now has a new Adopt a Park program. Groups and schools or businesses can assist in making the parks prettier by volunteering to pick up trash and litter. In return for at least 4 cleanups a year, that organization will have its name displayed on a park sign.
And happening a little later this morning, one local elementary school will get a check for more than $12,000 worth of food. Toyota of Sarasota is donating $50 for every vehicle sold through the end of October to Fruitville Elementary School. It's through an initiative called VW Hope in a Backpack, which helps fill the hunger gap for kids on weekends and holidays. 300 backpacks will also be filled with food for Fruitville Elementary School students. It all starts this morning at 8:15 at the Village Walk Town Center in Sarasota.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll tell you why the guy behind the Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch costume is moving off Sesame Street for good.
And coming up at 6:30, the midweek red tide report is out from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission. We'll tell you what effects Hurricane Michael had on the algae bloom.
At 6:07, here's a pretty shot of your capital. It looks like a postcard.
It does, much brighter than yesterday.
Can I tell you, back in college, I interned there.
Oh, no.
And every day I walked out the door to go back to the metro, I'd look back at that rotunda and think, that thing is beautiful.
It is.
Iconic. John Scalzi's got details now of our Thursday forecast.
Looks pretty good for us again today. It might be a warm one, so maybe at the beach is the place you want to be. If you do, you'll have a good UV index today. The sun angle is a little bit lower, so we only have a UV index of 8. Sea breeze builds, though, and we'll look for dry conditions near the beach. We do have some red tide being reported by Mote Marine spotters, though. Low concentrations in the air, though, so not a big deal. Nokomis has a little bit. Also some of our northern beaches, but a lot of places don't have any at all. And, of course, this shifts according to the winds during the day. We'll have new reports out this afternoon, or this morning, actually, and we'll have them for you during the noon show today. Complete forecast details for today's weather in just a minute.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Thank you. What are you doing?
You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit HelpSaveTheNextGirl.com and get involved.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
I think we all kind of look forward at this time of year to those fall and winter days when we get away from what we have right now, which is 100% relative humidity, temperature and dew point exactly the same. That'll come maybe as early as Sunday or Monday of this upcoming week, but not for today. For today, it's going to be very similar to what we've seen over the last several days. East wind now blowing at about 3. We'll have high humidity throughout the day today and maybe a few extra clouds around, but still the upper atmosphere is still pretty dry. So we'll have mostly sunny skies, peppered with a few fair weather clouds, but nothing that's going to produce much in the way of rainfall. I'll put in a 10% chance of an isolated shower, but that's about it. Otherwise, temperatures continue to soar. I'll put it at 92 today. That's what we had yesterday, and there's no reason not to go with the persistence forecast today and assume that we'll probably get pretty close to that this afternoon. 86 degrees by 7 p.m. as the temperatures fall, as daytime heating starts to dissipate. So we'll watch a frontal boundary kind of sink southward and produce a few scattered showers. Nothing on land right now, and as you kind of back out the radar a little bit, you'll see a few scattered showers way up to the north near Jacksonville coastline. That's part of the frontal boundary that will be sinking southward, kind of a backdoor cold front that'll be moving through the area. Stalls out basically over us tomorrow and washes away before really bringing us any cooler air. Tail end of that front extends all the way back toward Texas, and that's where the heavier rains will be once again today in areas where they really don't need them. West central Texas seeing some pretty good showers, I think, a little bit later on. Not quite as bad as they've had over the last several days for sure, as this frontal boundary kind of progresses toward the east and eventually just washes out as it stalls out over central Florida tomorrow. Again, we'll get a little bit of cloud cover perhaps from more noticeable showery activity to the north of us. Anywhere from, I'd say Daytona Beach northward up through Jacksonville Beach, the best chance for rainfall. But for us, really only isolated chances. Warm weather continuing, mostly dry skies. But on Sunday, another front will sink southward. That one's got some temperatures back behind it. You can see them in the 30s. That will sink southward and kind of move into our area. Again, kind of a weak front by the time it gets here. But nevertheless, once it does, it will provide us with some slightly cooler temperatures, maybe 4 or 5 degrees cooler than we're experiencing right now, which will certainly be noticeable and feel pretty good, even if it is kind of a short-lived cooling that we'll see. Probably only about 3 or 4 days before temperatures start to rise up again. We're looking at temperatures across the region, winds out of the northeast across the region. That'll make for nice boating weather. We'll probably see 2-foot seas, light chop, that kind of thing. Beautiful out there. 10% chance of rain today, 92 tomorrow. Probably a little bit more sunshine around tomorrow as that front kind of washes out with a high of about 92. And then over the next several days through the weekend, the next front comes through and lowers our Monday temperatures to the mid-80s. And then we slowly start to warm again as that frontal boundary begins to lift back northward. It's a warm front, bringing us a chance of rain showers Tuesday and Wednesday. Rain chance, though, minimal at about 30%. Daytime highs will be pretty close to the 90-degree mark once again by the time we hit midweek next week. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, John. Taking a look now at first alert traffic. We head to the maps. There's still an accident on I-75 southbound just before you get to State Road 64. However, you can see there doesn't appear to be any backups that have been a result of this accident as we head south into Sarasota County. For the most part, things are clear. A little bit of a backup on Clark Road as you head toward US 41. And in South County, it's all green. You have the clear at 6:16 on this Thursday morning. In entertainment news, a horror classic gets a sequel 40 years in the making. And the ratings are in on the Connors debut without Roseanne.
ABC's Jason Nathanson has our showbiz wrap.
She was almost murdered.
Wasn't it her brother?
In theaters tonight, probably one of the biggest horror movies to open this year, Halloween. Jamie Lee Curtis is back exactly 40 years later, and she wants revenge against Michael Myers. But don't expect to catch her in the theater.
Do you actually like scary movies?
I do not.
You don't watch them?
There's nothing. Aladdin was scary to me. I don't watch any, nothing.
Though there have been Halloween sequels over the years, the producers say forget those. This is meant to be the true sequel to the 1978 original. Today is the last day for Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch, or rather the guy who played the iconic Muppets. Carol Spinney is retiring at age 84. He started in the Big Bird costume and Oscar's trash can in 1969 and has been their voices all these years. He also did the puppeteering until 2015.
Don't touch anything, I've got a system.
The ratings for the Connors are in, and they're solid. The Roseanne spinoff minus Roseanne Barr pulled in 10.5 million viewers in its premiere Tuesday night, one of the biggest debuts of the new fall season and equal to the Roseanne revival season finale. But that's far below the 18.5 million who tuned in when Roseanne originally returned in March.
Just take it easy, Ryan.
And birthdays today, Baywatch star Zac Efron turns 31. While action star Jean-Claude Van Damme turns 58. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
A big win for Netflix. The streaming company now has more than 137 million subscribers across the globe. Netflix beat its own expectations by adding nearly 7 million new subscribers in the most recent quarter. Nearly 6 million came from overseas, which is good news for the company that's been making an aggressive push over the past year to add international members. And more growth is expected as Netflix predicts about 9 million more subscribers will join by the end of this year.
A company that specializes in pop culture themes is out with a new cereal based on the 1980s show The Golden Girls. It is selling at some Target stores and online. It is selling out fast. The box shows the iconic sitcom's 4 central characters. Only one of those characters is still alive, by the way, Betty White. She's 96. Each box also comes with a collectible figurine inside. Golden Girls was on the air for just 7 seasons. I love how they give you the Netflix story and give me the Golden Girls story. I feel typecast now.
Yeah, I think that's more your era than
well,
mine, right?
Did your parents or grandparents watch Golden Girls, you think?
I've never asked. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, new information on the disappearance of a Wisconsin girl and what police are now confirming about her parents.
And at 6:30, a closer look at Hurricane Michael recovery efforts across the Panhandle and the rest of the Southeast. Thousands still without power. It is 6:19 on this Thursday morning. Here's a live look outside our studios. Pretty shot there of the downtown skyline. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Blue 32! Blue 32! Hot, hot! It's the Gatto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Gatto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Gatto location near you or visit Gatto.com.
Gatto's got it.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education? What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Watch Suncoast View weekdays at 9 a.m. on ABC 7.
Welcome back. New information in the disappearance of a 13-year-old Wisconsin girl, as police are now confirming that Jamie Kloss's parents were shot to death.
ABC's Alex Perez has our story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, authorities revealing new details about the night 13-year-old Jamie Kloss vanished. Investigators believe she was home when her parents were killed.
Were her parents shot to death?
Yes. Her parents died from gunshot wounds. That's why we were ruling this a homicide. There was no gun found on the scene.
Police say they arrived at the family's home just 4 minutes after a suspicious call was made to 911 around 1 a.m. Monday, but the girl was nowhere to be found. Police say no one spoke to the dispatcher, but the commotion they heard on the call leads them to believe Jamie was home at the time of the call and that wherever she is right now, she's in danger. And we'll have the latest on this urgent search coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Alex Perez, ABC News, Barron, Wisconsin.
COPD makes it hard to breathe. So to breathe better, I go with Anoro.
COPD tries to say, go this way. I say I'll go my own way with Anoro.
Once daily Anoro contains 2 medicines called bronchodilators that work together to significantly improve lung function all day and all night. Anoro is not for asthma. It contains a type of medicine that increases risk of death in people with asthma. The risk is unknown in COPD. Anoro won't replace rescue inhalers for sudden symptoms and should not be used more than once a day. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition, high blood pressure, glaucoma, prostate, bladder, or urinary problems. These may worsen with Anoro. Call your doctor if you have worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain while taking Anoro.
Ask your doctor about Anoro.
Get your first prescription free at Anoro.com.
Your last chance for 2018 Honda Accords on sale is now during our model year-end sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for Accords, all on sale this week at your local Honda dealer.
Hunger is a growing problem in our area, and a huge number of Suncoast residents are suffering in silence.
It could be your coworker,
your child's classmate,
or your friend fighting to secure their next meal. But you can help.
ABC7 is partnering with local organizations to help feed the Suncoast.
Go to mysuncoast.com/hunger to join the fight. Help us.
Help the hungry.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Hurricane season is here, and so is the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. Brought to you by Batteries Plus, the Florida Lottery, and Sarasota Glass and Mirror.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Coming up, the midweek red tide report is out from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission. We'll tell you what effects Hurricane Michael had on the algae bloom.
Plus, the latest on storm recovery efforts across the Panhandle and the rest of the Southeast, as thousands are still without power this morning.
And we'll tell you why debris and erosion are causing safety concerns for visitors at one Sarasota City beach. Those stories plus your first alert forecast coming up this half hour on Good Morning Suncoast. Good morning. It's Thursday morning, 6:29. I'm Jess Dowdrick.
And I'm Ray Collins. Let's get to the forecast now from meteorologist John Scalzi. Good morning, John.
Good morning. So it's a crisp morning in some locations. Becky in Olmayaka has 66 degrees, but she's traditionally a cooler location. She gets some cold air drainage. The soil type in her location aids in letting the heat escape. But most of us are seeing temperatures in the mid-70s, and it is again a starry night with dawn breaking. The sun will be shining fully, but we're not looking at much in the way of a rainfall chance today to break the afternoon heat. Maybe a few scattered showers to the north of us, although right now everything is pretty quiet. A little extra cloud cover perhaps, but not enough to stop the heating of the day, getting up to about 92. Rain chance only 10%. Forecast in a minute.
All right, talk to you then. Thank you, John. First alert traffic showing the map in Manatee County. Some buildup there on State Road 70 in the eastbound lane. You'll see that around Lockwood Ridge. Also an ongoing issue 75 southbound. An accident just before State Road 64. Not showing any congestion there yet, so you shouldn't have a problem getting through there. Fruitville Road westbound at Beneva, some backup there happening. Also 41 northbound as you approach Stickney Point Road. And then our final map to the south, not too much, a little blip there, 41 southbound as you approach Nokomis. Manatee County commissioners are considering building roundabouts along two busy roads, Northern Honore Avenue and also Lakewood Ranch Boulevard. Honore would be at Cooper Creek Boulevard. Commissioners say traffic is among the top complaints they regularly receive from constituents. Traffic experts have gave the officials a presentation on the benefit of going with roundabouts, and at least one commissioner says she sees the value now.
They showed at an intersection how you have all these points of conflict, where a roundabout you have just 4 points of conflict. It really is a much safer alternative.
Taxpayer watchdogs say, though, while roundabouts may be safer, they're also more expensive. Commissioners asked staff for more ideas for traffic improvement, including how to fund potential projects. All right, the report is out as to how much Hurricane Michael helped or hurt red tide here on the Suncoast.
I know this was something everyone was looking forward to. Our Marla Spence joins us now in the newsroom with the latest on this story. Marla.
Hey, Jess and Ray, yeah, there's been much speculation that Hurricane Michael could have helped this year's red tide outbreak, considering some low concentrations of the toxic algae bloom on the Suncoast since Michael. Now, this is the latest red tide report from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission. It says, and it shows, much lower concentrations over much of the coastline since Michael. Now, the bloom concentrations of red tide also decreased in Manatee County, showing only low or very low levels of red tide. In Sarasota County, high concentrations of the bloom were also found only at one site near New Pass, and there were also some reports of dead fish. Now, we did speak to a senior scientist at Mote Marine Laboratory on whether or not Hurricane Michael helped ease the effects of red tide.
Well, what we know is the anticyclonic motion of the winds as it was approaching were primarily offshore, so it blew the effects of the red tide and a lot of the organisms in the surface water away from the shore. So yes, we did see the effects and the red tide actually leaving the area, but actually just moving offshore. As it passed, the winds came back onto shore, and we found that the red tide and the effects of it came back with it. Not as intensive as it was, thank goodness, but still here.
And Dr. Richard Pierce with Mote Marine Laboratory tells us Hurricane Michael wasn't close enough to disperse the bloom totally. He says red tide is still around but patchy, and says it all depends on winds. He also says if winds continue offshore, we won't be feeling much of the effects of red tide. Jason Ray.
All right, Marla, thank you. Remember, you can find all of our red tide coverage, including answers to your most asked questions, online on our website, mysuncoast.com. Just click on red tide. Debris and erosion are causing safety concerns at a Sarasota County beach. Concrete exposed by Hurricane Michael continues to litter parts of Lido Beach. It's believed to be remnants of the old Lido Beach casino. In addition to the concrete on the beach and in the water, big concerns also include rusted pieces of steel that are sticking up. The city of Sarasota says there are plans to remove the pieces of concrete and leave the bigger pieces because it could create a bigger need for sand on the beach.
When you come down to the beach, you shouldn't have to worry about your safety walking the beach and stumbling over concrete. You shouldn't have to
I would not let kids play around this, that's for sure. I mean, if I had children, I would never come down to this side. I would go way away from this. And people walk down here and look at it, it's a conversation piece, but at night, I mean, there's open, exposed rebar there.
Sarasota city officials say the issue will be completely resolved when the beach renourishment project gets underway. That is, the emergency renourishment project is expected to start in November. The death toll continues to rise in the wake of Hurricane Michael, with at least 29 people dead across the southeast.
As reporter Lauren Wolf shows us now, some residents are returning home to what's left of their houses.
Many people in Mexico Beach are seeing what's left of their homes for the first time.
It's almost an unreal feeling. It's almost like you're in a dream, like it's not really real, but you know it is. Just complete devastation.
Shelly Breedlove has been visiting Mexico Beach for years.
Our beach house was right by the water, and it is right here by 98 now. So we were just here just to kind of see if we could find anything left in the rubble.
For 24 years, Linda Powell has been calling Mexico Beach her second home. Now all she has are memories of what it looked like before Hurricane Michael.
Watching my grandchildren grow up here and all the memories, all the things that we did. Our house, what's left is a concrete slab, and everything that the house and whatever was in it is in that pile of debris that's up at the street. There's nothing.
Moni Phillips lives here all year round. Now his home reduced to rubble.
Our main concern was trying to make sure that the structure was sound. We had some of the guard or the search and rescue people with us when we went in the first time, so we were just trying to make sure that the structure was not going to fall in on us.
He is trying to salvage some items so his fond memories can live on.
Pictures, anything that's you can't replace, everything else we're trying to, not scavenge, is just the things that are irreplaceable.
The question that is on many minds, can Mexico Beach rebuild?
We will rebuild, and we'll be okay.
I know Mexico Beach will rebuild, but it will never be the same. It can't be the same.
For Phillips, he is taking things day by day.
You're not thinking 6 months down the road, you're thinking, what are we going to do tomorrow?
You can still drop off hurricane donations outside the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. They are stuffing a semi, they say, with everything from food and water to cleaning supplies and toiletries. Those dropping off supplies say they feel compelled to help in any way they can. One woman says she was a hurricane victim in Miami 25 years ago.
Basically, I went through Hurricane Andrew in Fort Lauderdale, and I know what it's like to lose everything.
We all recall Hurricane Andrew back in 93 or 92. The truck will head up to Bay County in the Panhandle early next week. Download our free weather app for the latest alerts. You can also check out our website, mysuncoast.com, where under the Weather and Hurricane Center tab, you'll find a link to our 1-hour hurricane special and also our printable hurricane guide as well. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll tell you why a Florida man may have tried to set off bombs at Target stores across the East Coast.
And your chance at 2 massive paydays, why you still have a shot to win 2 potentially record-breaking lottery jackpots.
6:38 right now on this Thursday morning. Pretty shot of the downtown area looking out there at the Rosemary District. As far as the forecast today, for that we turn to First Alert meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, it looks pretty good for us. The drive time forecast features boxes all unchecked for inclement weather because it's not going to be any problem whatsoever with your weather on your commute. Mostly sunny skies both going and coming from work today, with daytime highs climbing into the low 90s. And the FAA reports no delays at any airport hubs serving the Sarasota International Airport. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any
Malarkey, call 888-8-SPARKY.
For the best car buying experience, go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota, where you always get better prices and a bigger selection. Like the lowest prices and largest selection of American-made muscle. Right now, get the forever furious Dodge Challenger SXT, or get best-in-class highway driving range and all the horsepower you can handle in a new Dodge Charger SXT. Your choice, just $23,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion. Learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework.
I hate homework. It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we are looking at a temperature of 72 degrees and a dew point value to match. 100% relative humidity, wind temperature and dew point are exactly equal. And that's what we have right now. We have a wind that's shifted from northeast to east coming in at about 3, and that's going to provide us with another warm afternoon. Not much in the way of a rain chance today, though we could catch a few extra clouds thanks to a frontal boundary trying to sink south. That frontal boundary actually just kind of stalls out over north central Florida, eventually just washes away without bringing us much in the way of cooler air. 92, our forecast high temperature today, put in a rain chance of about 10%. That's it. The further north you go, the better your rain chances will be today as that front sinks southward and stalls out. We don't have anything going on in our area right now on radar, nor will we later on this afternoon. Well, maybe an isolated shower, but that's really about it. The rain showers are back to the west. Texas, Oklahoma, again today seeing some pretty good storminess around. Not quite as heavy as it has been in previous days, but still there in areas that certainly don't need it. I think those rain shower chances will start to diminish over the next several days as the frontal boundary itself begins to slip a little bit further southward and eventually washes out. Looking at a few scattered showers off the Atlantic coast. That's part of that frontal boundary sinking southward into our area. We'll watch it move into north central Florida and then kind of put on the brakes as the stalled frontal boundary extends across north central Florida. Yeah, we get some of that onshore wind flow producing a few scattered showers with the additional lift provided by that frontal boundary. But it's mostly going to be from areas around Kennedy Space Center, Daytona Beach, further to the north up around Jacksonville. As I mentioned, we might get a little bit of the cloud cover from that. You notice some high, thin, wispy clouds today. That's because of that front to our north. But we don't really get anything in the way of the colder air. So warm weather continues for us, mostly dry skies. But we will get another front come through here. That front will be arriving on Sunday, and it will bring us some slightly cooler weather and maybe a slight chance of some rainfall. Some areas of the country do indeed have some cooler air. Temperatures in Boston right now, 40 degrees. We've got some 30s, actually, in Chicago O'Hare and up in Minneapolis, St. Paul. We've got some chillier temperatures. We won't get anything like that around here, but a little bit of this colder air that you see located just to the north will be slipping southward into our neck of the woods and help provide us with some slightly cooler temperatures Sunday, Monday, maybe Tuesday. We're looking at a thunderstorm outlook that has the southern tip of the state of Florida, the most likely location for thunderstorms today. Mostly showery activity to the north of us. And yes, we are in that thunderstorm outlook by the Severe Storm Prediction Center, but don't expect much in the way of rain showers or thunderstorms today. Drier air aloft will make sure of that. That's what that tan colorization is on water vapor imagery. It's going to put the lid on our shower and thunderstorm chances today and really keep it pretty low. For boating, nice weather out there for boating, no doubt about that. Northeast wind coming in at about 10 will be kind of dependable today, right straight through the afternoon into the evening, and sustained at about 10. So it should be pretty easy navigation as far as the winds go. 2-foot seas, light chop on bay and inland waters. And the forecast for your 7 days ahead looks pretty good after we get to Sunday, I think. Well, I mean, we have temperatures for today and tomorrow and maybe the day after that stay in the 90s, so that's pretty warm. But on Sunday, with that front coming through, we'll start to lower our temperature to about 86 degrees. That'll carry on through Monday with a temperature of about 85. And then as that front lifts north, we'll factor in some rain shower chances and slightly increase our temperatures to the upper 80s once again. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Taking a look at first alert traffic this morning, we're still seeing that incident on I-75 right before you get to State Road 64, right before you get to I-75. Doesn't appear to be causing any delays as we head south into Sarasota County. Things look great for the most part. A little bit of a slowdown as you head west on Fruitville Road. And in South County, there's nothing to report at 6:46 on your Thursday morning. In Health Smart, the CDC says a strain of salmonella from chicken restraint to antibiotics is making people ill across the country.
Yeah, here we go again, the 16th outbreak this year. This latest one has sickened 92 people in 29 states. And again, this strain is resistant to antibiotics. People got sick after they came in contact with several different raw chicken products, including pet food. Lab tests have yet to identify a common supplier or source of the affected chicken.
New this morning, a North Florida man is facing 40 years behind bars after plotting to put bombs in Target stores across the East Coast. Mark Barnett was convicted back in July and sentenced Wednesday on several charges, including attempted arson and possession of an unregistered destructive device. A witness said Barnett offered him $10,000 to place bombs hidden in food packages in Target stores in Florida, Virginia, and New York, all to try and drop the company's stock due to bad publicity, allowing him to buy cheap shares in the company before they rebound. Instead, they notified federal officials and Barnett was arrested. In consumer news, social media giants like Facebook, Twitter, and Google have been capitalizing on the creative content of millions of us.
So why can't we make money on what we post, huh? In today's Consumer Watch, Karen Kafa has a look at two companies that can pay you for doing just that.
Every time you like, comment, and share anything on Facebook, you're creating valuable data. So what if you could get paid for it? Blockchain-based social networks like Steemit and Permission.io are already doing that.
We can see the world's billions of people find opportunity online to earn and make a living in ways that they aren't able to today.
Steemit CEO Ned Scott says his platform has distributed $40 million worth of digital currency since 2016. The company says they do not sell any user data, meaning users are able to earn tokens in exchange for content, which keeps control of personal data in the hands of the users themselves. Permission.io pays users to watch ads. CEO Charles Silver says his platform doesn't sell data to marketers or advertisers. Instead, users interact with those advertisers directly.
Your data has tremendous value. A user will choose what they want to watch based on, how personal and relevant it is, combined with how much the advertiser is willing to pay them to watch.
Both pay you in the form of cryptocurrency, which you can cash out in dollars. When you use centralized sites like Facebook, they collect and control your personal information. But these tech companies operate on an opposite model. In a decentralized network, there's no central authority that can manipulate or prevent the distribution of content.
If you are willing to put your data forward, you should be able to bring that into a marketplace where you can be rewarded.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Karen Kafa.
And developing overnight, good news, you still have a chance of becoming filthy rich after no one won the Powerball jackpot. That means the new estimated prize rises to over $430 million. The next Powerball drawing is Saturday evening. Meanwhile, the Mega Millions jackpot will be worth at least $868 million on Friday, the game's largest jackpot ever, which would give a lone winner a lump sum of over $500 million.
A big kitty there, huh?
Two of them.
Two big kitties. 6:50 right now. I'll have the day's top 7 news headlines before 7 o'clock after this short timeout.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hut hut! It's the Ghetto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Ghetto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Ghetto location near you or visit Ghetto.com.
Ghetto's got it.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
I'm a Florida voter.
I want to make sure my voice is heard.
Here in Florida,
we have 3 ways to vote.
Vote by mail.
Early voting.
And voting at the polls on Election Day.
Make sure your voice is heard.
I'm Secretary of State Ken Detzner. Get ready, get set, vote.
As smart as our pets might be, they can't advocate for themselves. That's why it's important you make your pet part of your family's disaster preparedness plan. Talk to your veterinarian and visit banfieldfoundation.org/disaster. Don't save it for a rainy day.
Welcome back. Here's your top 7 stories before 7 o'clock.
Number 1 is John Scalzi's First Alert weather forecast.
Yeah, so it's a pretty simple one again today. We'll have temperatures that'll be again well above average by 5 to 8 degrees, coming in the low 90s. Mostly sunny skies and a very small rain chance. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Number 2, First Alert traffic. Earlier issues have since dissipated. No problems right now as we check all of the Suncoast roads. Jess?
Number 3, the death toll continues to rise in the wake of Hurricane Michael, with at least 29 people dead across the southeast. Residents in places like Mexico Beach are allowed to return home, but still can't stay there overnight.
Number 4, scientists from Mote Marine say Hurricane Michael was too far offshore to substantially break up red tide here on the Suncoast. They say any sort of relief would only be short term, unfortunately. They say the toxic algae bloom is 2 miles offshore and 24 miles wide.
Number 5 Sarasota County School District's new police officers are being put in the middle of a mock active shooter investigation. No students, staff, or administrators will take part. It'll happen tomorrow at Gulfgate Elementary School.
Number 6, an update on plans for a new housing development in Venice. Wyndham Home Builders will put a larger buffer zone between its homes and the adjacent Foxley Farm equestrian training facility. They hope that that larger buffer will help with city approval.
Finally, number 7, what's trending? We all know cops and donuts often go hand in hand, but they usually don't find each other like they did in Clearwater. This is no joke. Police there are going viral after the social media post showing officers recover a stolen Krispy Kreme van. Fittingly, the manager of the store rewarded the officers with all of the delicious donuts they found inside, but after enjoying a few of the treats on their own, they donated the rest to a homeless shelter across the street from the police station.
They need to recover a stolen armored car next. Get the loot.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, John. Get the loot inside. All right, enjoy your Thursday. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast.
All right, stick around with us. Good Morning America is coming up next. Have a great day.